Welcome to Module 5 for Dyslexia, an introduction for teachers. In this module, we will discuss strategies for supporting students with dyslexia. We have a lot of learning ahead of us, so let's get started. This professional development module is guided by the following professional development goals. Enhance understanding of differentiated instruction and its application in supporting dyslexic students. Develop proficiency in identifying individual learning needs and tailoring teaching strategies to address dyslexic students' challenges effectively. Become well-versed in the legal and ethical considerations related to providing accommodations and assistive technology for dyslexic students. Foster a positive and inclusive classroom environment that celebrates diversity and supports the emotional well-being of all students, including those with dyslexia. Stay updated on the latest research, resources, and best practices for dyslexia support to continuously improve my teaching methods. We are engaging in this professional development with the following learning objectives in mind. By the end of this professional development, educators should be able to define and explain the key components of differentiated instruction for dyslexic students. After completing the training, educators should be capable of creating and implementing differentiated lesson plans that cater to the diverse learning needs and styles of dyslexic students. Participants will understand the legal requirements and ethical considerations when providing accommodations and assistive technology to dyslexic students, as outlined in educational laws and regulations. Educators will develop strategies to create an inclusive classroom environment that promotes emotional well-being, reduces stigma, and encourages peer support for dyslexic students. By the end of this training, educators will be able to access and utilize up-to-date resources, research findings, and best practices in the field of dyslexia support to continually enhance their teaching methods and better serve their students. Differentiated instruction is a teaching approach that involves modifying the curriculum, teaching strategies, and classroom environment to address the diverse needs, learning styles, and abilities of all students. It's based on the premise that teaching should be adaptable to each student's strengths and challenges. Following are some key components of differentiated instruction. Content. Differentiated instruction requires varying how students learn. This might involve simplifying text complexity for some students or providing more advanced materials for others. Process. Differentiated instruction requires adapting how students access material. This could include using graphic organizers, offering hands-on activities, or allowing oral presentations instead of written reports. Product. Altering how students demonstrate what they've learned. For instance, some students might show their understanding through a project or a portfolio, rather than a traditional test. Learning environment. Tailoring the classroom environment and interaction patterns to suit diverse learning needs. This might involve creating quiet work areas, providing movement breaks, or arranging seating to facilitate small group work. Strategies for differentiation. Some important strategies for differentiation are: flexible grouping. Rotating students through different groups based on their skills or interests. Choice boards. Offering students a menu of activity options to choose from. Tiered assignments. Designing tasks with varying levels of complexity or challenge. Accommodations, on the other hand, are specific changes made to the learning environment, teaching strategies, materials, or assessments to allow students with learning differences, such as dyslexia, to access the curriculum on the same level as their peers. Accommodations do not alter the curriculum content, but rather how it is taught or assessed. Common accommodations for dyslexia. Some research-based and evidence-supported accommodations in dyslexia include extended time, providing extra time for reading, writing, or test-taking. Alternate formats, offering textbooks and other materials in audio or digital formats. Use of technology, allowing the use of text-to-speech or speech-to-text software, spell checkers, and other assistive technology tools. Modified testing, changing the format of tests, such as allowing oral instead of written responses, or providing tests with fewer items per page to reduce visual clutter. Note-taking assistance, providing copies of notes, using graphic organizers, or allowing recording of lectures. Implementation considerations. While implementing accommodations to support students with dyslexia, teachers must take into consideration the following: individualized education plans, IEPs. Accommodations are often outlined in a student's IEP, which is a legally binding document in many educational systems. Collaboration with specialists. Working with special education teachers or reading specialists to determine the most effective accommodations. Regular review and adjustment. Accommodations should be reviewed regularly and adjusted based on the student's evolving needs. Both differentiated instruction and accommodations are essential for creating an inclusive classroom where all students, regardless of their learning challenges, have the opportunity to succeed. They require a proactive and flexible approach to teaching, ongoing professional development, and a commitment to understanding and meeting the unique needs of each student. Multisensory approaches to teaching reading are particularly effective for students with dyslexia and other learning differences. These approaches involve engaging more than one sense at a time to enhance learning and memory. By integrating visual, auditory, kinesthetic, movement, and tactile, touch elements into reading instruction, students are provided with multiple pathways to process and understand information. Key elements of multisensory reading instruction. Key elements of multisensory reading instruction include visual, sight, visual aids, use of charts, graphs, and images to support text, color coding, different colors to highlight phonemes, grammar rules, or parts of speech, written material, seeing words and sentences in print, often accompanied by visual representations of the concepts being taught, auditory, hearing, phonemic awareness, activities that focus on the sounds of language, such as rhyming, blending sounds, and segmenting words. Read aloud. Teacher or computer read texts allow students to hear correct pronunciation and intonation. Auditory discrimination. Exercises to help distinguish between similar sounds. Kinesthetic, movement. Body movement. Using gross motor activities like jumping or clapping to represent syllables or phonemes. Handwriting. The physical act of writing can help reinforce the shapes and sounds of letters. Role-playing, acting out stories or concepts to deepen understanding. Tactile, touch. Sand trays or finger writing, tracing letters or words in sand or on textured surfaces. Manipulatives, using letter tiles or blocks to build words. Crafts and art, creating visual representations of stories or concepts through art. Benefits of multisensory reading instruction. Benefits of multisensory reading include enhanced memory and learning. Engaging multiple senses helps to solidify memory and understanding. It allows students to connect an abstract concept, like a letter or a sound, with a concrete experience, like seeing, hearing, or touching. Personalized learning. Multisensory approaches can be easily adapted to meet individual learning styles and needs, making them especially effective for diverse classrooms. Increased engagement. These methods often make learning more interactive and enjoyable, which can increase motivation and attention. Improved phonemic awareness and decoding skills. Using multisensory approaches to teach phonics can be particularly effective for students with dyslexia, who often struggle with these aspects of reading. Implementing multisensory reading instruction. Teachers and administrators must take the following under consideration when implementing multisensory reading instruction. Structured literacy programs. Many structured literacy programs for dyslexia, such as Orton-Gillingham, Wilson Reading System, and Barton Reading and Spelling System, incorporate multisensory techniques. Teacher creativity and flexibility. Teachers can design their own multisensory activities to complement the curriculum and cater to their students' interests and needs. Ongoing assessment and adaptation. Continuously assessing students' progress and adapting methods to suit their evolving needs is crucial for the success of multisensory instruction. Multisensory approaches to teaching reading cater to a wide range of learning preferences and can be particularly beneficial for students with learning differences. By engaging different senses, these methods provide multiple pathways to understanding, which can lead to deeper and more effective learning. Assistive technology and resources play a critical role in supporting students with dyslexia and other learning challenges. These tools are designed to aid in accessing information, processing and producing language, and managing academic tasks. They range from simple devices to sophisticated software and can be pivotal in helping students overcome the barriers posed by their learning differences. Types of assistive technology and resources. Major assistive technology and resources include text-to-speech (TTS) software. Converts written text into spoken words, allowing students to listen to the content of documents, web pages, or e-books. Benefits students who have difficulty reading standard print, enhancing comprehension and reducing strain. Speech-to-text (STT) software. Translates spoken words into digital text, aiding students who struggle with writing. Useful for composing essays, taking notes, or even answering questions orally. Reading pens. Portable scanning devices that can read text aloud from printed material. Beneficial for reading textbooks, worksheets, and other printed documents. Audiobooks and Bookshare. Pre-recorded readings of books, which are useful for students who find traditional reading challenging. Bookshare is an online library that offers a vast range of digital books with TTS functionality. Word prediction software. Predicts words the user is typing and suggests the next word. Helps with spelling, grammar, and sentence construction, and reduces the physical effort of typing. Graphic organizers. Visual tools to organize ideas and information, aiding in planning writing assignments, understanding complex concepts, or studying for exams. Available both as physical templates and digital tools. Electronic spell checkers and dictionaries. Offer spelling and definition support, which can be particularly helpful for students with dyslexia who struggle with these skills. Many word processing programs include these tools, but standalone devices are also available. Note-taking applications. Digital tools that allow students to take notes in various formats, including typing, voice recording, and photographing whiteboards or slides. Some apps also offer features to organize content, making it easier to keep track of notes and assignments. Organizational and time management tools. Digital calendars, reminder apps, and task managers help students keep track of assignments, deadlines, and schedules. Especially helpful for those who struggle with executive functioning skills. Implementation and training. Teachers and other support staff must be trained in providing students with assistive technology, and some considerations should be made to ensure proper implementation of these instructional aids. Some considerations include assessment of needs. It's important to assess each student's specific challenges and needs to determine the most suitable technology. Training and support. Students and educators need adequate training on how to use these technologies effectively. Ongoing support is also essential to address any challenges or updates in the technology. Integration into learning. Assistive technology should be seamlessly integrated into the student's learning process, complementing traditional teaching methods and classroom activities. Classroom strategies and teaching methods for supporting students with dyslexia involve a combination of individualized approaches, adaptive learning techniques, and an inclusive educational environment. These strategies aim to address the specific challenges faced by dyslexic students, such as difficulties with reading, writing, spelling, and information processing. Here's a detailed look at various effective strategies and methods. Structured literacy instruction. Phonics-based approach. Focuses on teaching the relationship between letters and sounds in a systematic and explicit manner. Involves breaking down words into their smallest units, phonemes, and teaching how to blend these sounds into words. Multisensory teaching techniques. Engages various senses, sight, hearing, touch, movement, to help students connect language with physical experience. Techniques include tracing letters and sound, using letter tiles for word building, or incorporating gestures to represent sounds. Differentiated instruction. Flexible grouping. Organizes students into different groups based on their skill level, interests, or learning style. Allows teachers to provide targeted instruction that meets each student's unique needs. Varied pacing and instructional levels. Recognizes that students learn at different speeds and adjusts the pace of instruction accordingly. Provides opportunities for advanced work or additional support where needed. Choice in assignments. Offers students options in how they learn a concept or demonstrate their understanding. Could include choosing between writing an essay, giving a presentation, or creating a visual project. Accommodations and modifications. Accommodation and modifications are an important part of the overall plan put in place to help students with dyslexia succeed. Some accommodations and modifications include extended time for assignments and tests. Allow students who process information more slowly additional time to complete work. Alternative formats for learning materials. Providing textbooks and other materials in audio or digital formats. Using graphic organizers to simplify and visualize complex information. Use of assistive technology. Incorporating tools like text-to-speech and speech-to-text software to aid in reading and writing tasks. Classroom environment and management. Classroom environment and management plays a big role in ensuring proper implementation of support services to help students with dyslexia. An ideal classroom environment encourages the following: positive and supportive atmosphere, fostering an environment that celebrates diversity and encourages risk-taking without fear of embarrassment. Providing regular positive feedback to boost confidence and motivation. Clear and structured routines. Having a well-organized classroom with clear routines can help reduce anxiety and make students feel more secure. Clear and concise instructions, both verbal and written, can aid in understanding and task completion. Collaborative learning opportunities. Encouraging group work where students can learn from and support each other. Assigning roles that play to each student's strengths in group activities. Ongoing assessment and feedback. Ongoing assessment and feedback is a crucial requirement for a successful support plan to help students with dyslexia succeed. Ongoing assessment includes regular monitoring of progress. Using various assessment tools to regularly monitor and evaluate the progress of students. This helps in adjusting teaching methods and strategies as needed. Constructive feedback. Providing feedback that is specific, positive, and constructive. Focusing on the effort and progress rather than just the final outcome. Parent and caregiver involvement. It is important to involve parents and caregivers in the plan to help students with dyslexia. The involvement requires the following actions by the teachers and administrators. Regular communication. Keeping an open line of communication with parents and caregivers about their child's progress, challenges, and successes. Involving them in discussions about learning strategies and accommodations. Resources and support for home. Providing suggestions and resources for supporting their child's learning at home. Encouraging a consistent routine and a supportive learning environment at home. Implementing these strategies requires a thoughtful and responsive approach, considering the unique strengths and needs of each student. It's about creating a learning environment where all students, particularly those with dyslexia, have the tools and support they need to succeed academically and develop confidence in their abilities. In conclusion, supporting students with dyslexia involves a multifaceted approach that includes differentiated instruction, multisensory reading techniques, assistive technology, and tailored classroom strategies. Key takeaways include the importance of flexibility, individualization, and collaboration among educators, specialists, and parents to create an inclusive learning environment. By implementing these strategies and leveraging resources, educators can empower students with dyslexia to thrive academically, building confidence in their abilities and fostering lifelong learning. What's next? The next section delves into the legal and policy framework surrounding dyslexia and special education. It explores the rights and protections afforded to students with dyslexia under various laws and regulations, highlighting the importance of compliance and advocacy. Understanding this framework is crucial for educators, parents, and policymakers to ensure that students with dyslexia receive the support and accommodations they need to excel in their educational journey.